Do you remember when streaming was supposed to end piracy, but then it like got worse and now it's like kind of like not worth it anymore? You know, before you used to have to go to LimeWire and do a bunch of sketchy stuff in order to, you used to have to sail the high seas and do a bunch of like sketchy stuff. Not me, but in Minecraft to kind of like get movies and songs and things like that. Or you had to do Blockbuster, which is actually kind of fun because you'd go and you'd make a little outing of it, get some popcorn, and it'd be like all kind of like a good time. Well, then Netflix happened and the value proposition was great because for like $10 a month, you could get like every movie, every TV show, and everything, and then you didn't even have to risk a virus. You didn't even have to risk a virus, and it was only like $10 a month, so like, wwhy not? Well, those were the good old days, like Andy Bernard says in that clip where he's like, we only know about the good old days when we've left them.
I wish there was a way to know you're in the good old days before you've actually left them.
Now you have like 10 different streaming services. If you want music, you got Spotify. If you want movies, you got Hulu, Netflix, Paramount Plus, Showtime, HBO, and they all offer different things. And another thing a phenomenon that I've seen, they make it like way harder. First of all, they're more expensive now. And if you want 4K, that's an additional money. If you want multiple devices, that's additional money. They give you less for more money. And there's more of them, so you have to spread out your money to have all the streaming services. You used to, they don't have subtitles. They boot you off if you have too many people in the account. You have to pay more if you want 4K. Do you want multiple devices? Do you want and then you add it all up? It's hundreds of dollars a month if you want all of the streaming services. Another thing that I've seen that is just insane is like they'll have one season of a show on one of the streaming services and then another season of the show on another streaming service, and it's like. So, before like cable, which was like $50 or something a month, used to feel like that was a lot of money. But now if you hypothetically wanted all of the streaming services along with music and whatever other subscriptions that you could possibly want, yeah, you're talking like $100 a month or something, or even more. 100 plus for all the streaming services so that they can give you less things for more money and continuously raise the prices on you. And what they do is they send you like a little sneaky link email and they'll be like, we're raising the price. But like, you're kind of like, okay, I mean, I guess it's only a couple dollars. But if they do that every 6 months or something, then now you're paying $20 for something that used to cost 10. They sneakily try to do that constantly, and it's really irritating. There are plans on some of these services that you're paying, $10 or whatever the baseline plan is, $10, $15, and they show you ads. So on top of that, you're getting ads. It's like insane. And constantly, like you'll subscribe, let's say you subscribe to Netflix because The Office is on there. Well, it might not be on there in like a month. So it's really frustrating and really difficult to want to put up with all this stuff. So I'm not saying that I personally do it, but I think a lot of people are turning to the high seas again because of this phenomenon. This problem is not specific to most people. It's more of a problem because I'm in the film industry. But the streaming services have also disrupted the industry a lot because now like right after the pandemic, basically they were pumping a lot of money at the industry to make content. But now it's like not really worth it to make content as much, so they're just throwing less money, and it's really throwing a wrench in the amount of jobs and job creation in the industry at the moment because they're just creating less content because they realized that they couldn't really profit as much as they thought that they would off of the streaming services. So that's causing a disruption to the overall like filmmaking space. Before streaming, you had several avenues to potentially make money off of your indie projects and stuff, and now it's like you kind of sell your license to Netflix or whatnot, and they are your overlord for the rest of time. Not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily work that way, but just an example, like it's just really throwing a wrench in revenue streams and avenues that you could have before. I think for me, like the straw that breaks the camel's back, basically, or the part that irritates me the most is when you're still paying the money because you're like, okay, I'm going to pay the money, like whatever. I want to be able to view the shows on my tablet and my computer and whatever, and like, but then they take away things or they increase the price on you and then give you less. So an example of that would be like they just make you pay more so you can get 4K. Or they boot a family member off of your plan because they want you to pay for the family plan. One that was really frustrating that I was dealing with recently is like, I have a lot of Spanish speaking people in my life. Netflix, for example, limits, like they don't put things in Spanish, and it's not that they don't have the captions, because they do, and they do the captions for other countries, but if your IP says that that you're in the US, it doesn't. Like just things like that where it's like, it feels like they're just doing the bare minimum and being as unreliable as possible on purpose for their bottom line, I guess. I don't know. This all plays into the idea that you will own nothing and be happy because you'll just own nothing. Like, you used to have a movie collection. If you really enjoyed a show or a movie, you'd buy the DVD and be able to play it over and over and over. But now, even if you were to buy the copy of something, right? Like, let's say you really enjoyed Dexter or something and you really wanted a copy of the show, like if you buy a digital copy, they'll and you read the fine print, they're within their rights to eventually get rid of that. Yeah, and the amount of piracy, by the way, is going up. Like, it was 15% in 2015, probably when, before they started raising the prices and all that. And now it's like up to like 38, almost 40% of people are pirating because people are getting fed up. So, dear streaming services, like, you probably want to get it together. You're going to lose a lot of your paying customers. Yeah, they do a lot of really frustrating things too with the geo-blocking. Like, why are the Twilight movies available in Canada but they're not available in the US? It's just like a lot of the things that they're doing to maximize profit, but that I don't fully understand. They're just really unnecessary, and like it's the inshitification of it. Like, they're providing a worse product. You as the consumer are paying more for less. That kind of seems to be like the theme of just general existence these days, is you pay more for less. It used to be really convenient and fun and great, and now it's just expensive and not fun and worse. And you're not happy, and it's all worse.